important for the world to hear that it is no longer acceptable to discuss women's rights as separate from human rights.
My position is that every woman in the 21st century is a feminist. This is a feminist world. We go to school with boys. We expect to be treated equally to boys. It is illegal to rape us. You can't own us. Our paychecks go into our own bank accounts. We are feminists. And unless you have actually handed in your vote to the White House and said, I have no need for this anymore, then you are a feminist. So then it becomes a semantic argument. Why have we lost the word? I think young women just haven't heard the word feminism in the last 15 years or so anywhere in popular culture. I think one of the reasons people get scared of it is that you don't have people out there saying, I am a feminist. Our entire conception of being normal is being a man. The argument to reclaim what the word normal means is the next big thing in feminism.
Gender is probably the most restrictive force in American life, whether the question is who must be in the kitchen or who could be in the White House. Sexism is still confused with nature as racism once was, because anything that affects males is seen as more serious than anything that affects only the female half of the human race. There is still no right way to be a woman in public power without being considered a you-know-what.
We need to understand that there is no one formula to how women should lead their lives. That is why we must respect the choices that each woman makes for herself and for her family. Every woman deserves the right to realize their God-given potential, but we must recognize that women will never gain full dignity until their human rights are respected and protected.
Let this be our call to action. Let us heed that call so we can create a world in which every woman is treated with respect and dignity. Every boy and girl is loved and cared for equally, and every family has the hope of a strong and stable future. That is the work before you.
This country can no longer afford to choose our leaders from a talent pool limited by sex, race, money, powerful fathers, and paper degrees. It is time to take equal pride in breaking all barriers.
However different we may appear, there is far more that unites us than divides us. We share a common future, and we are here to find common ground so that we may help bring new dignity and respect to women and girls all over the world.
Women comprise more than half the world's population. 70% of the world's poor, and 2/3 of those who are not taught to read or write. We are the primary caretakers of most of the world's children and elderly, yet most of the work we do is not valued. Not by economists, not by historians, not by popular culture, not by government leaders. These abuses have continued because for far too long, the history of women has been a history of silence.
In America, we recently celebrated the 87th anniversary of women's suffrage. It took 150 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence for women to win the right to vote. It took 72 years of organized struggle before that happened on the part of many courageous women and men. Despite the progress and advancements we have made, there is still a lot of work to be done.
There is still no constitutional amendment that guarantees women equal protection under the law.
The Equal Rights Amendment, which states that women cannot be denied their rights on account of sex, has still not been passed.
We have a right to equality and protection. Let's keep fighting.